Right now at 5, La Crosse closes Houska Park to begin a major cleanup.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The city of La Crosse has closed Houska Park for a massive cleanup. Everyone who was living in the park has been evicted. News 8 Now's Dua Israr joins us live in studio to explain how long cleanup will take and what's next. Good evening, Dua.
Ken, crews began cleaning the park at 8 a.m. While they hope to have most of the debris cleared today, it's going to take several weeks to restore Houska Park. Since May of last year, people who are unsheltered have been living in Houska Park. In October, the city's permit for Houska Park as a campground expired. Last month, La Crosse Mayor's office announced city staff will start cleaning the park because of health and safety concerns. Anyone who was living in the park wasn't evicted then until now. Deputy Director of Parks and Rec Dan Trussoni says cleanup crews are removing all major items from the park today.
Yeah, ultimately we're going to have some restoration efforts here as well. We're going to have to bring in some soil or regrade what's here, add some seed, and hopefully get some grass growing again.
Trussoni says once the weather clears up, city officials will work on reopening Houska Park. The city does not plan on making it a campground for people who are unsheltered this summer. Now, some people who are unsheltered say they're thankful for the volunteers who have helped them over the last year. One person I spoke with says he's still looking for another place to go. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Dua. And before the cleanup, several nonprofits, including Independent Living Resources, have been working on finding people shelter. And Independent Living Resources was there this morning as well. Time to switch it up, talk some weather with Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl.
Well, as promised, more clouds today, but also milder temperatures as well. Check out these highs. Most spots in the 40s. A couple locations did manage that 50-degree mark. 51 in Black River Falls, Boscobel, and Prairie du Chien. 47 the high here in La Crosse. In fact, that's our current temperature. 44 in Eau Claire, 46 in Winona, and 46 in Sparta. So an above average high temperature by 2 degrees makes 7 of the 15 days this month above average, with 8 below average. Now currently skies are mostly cloudy. There's been a few peaks of filtered sun at times. Now what you need to know in terms of our next system, it's looking more wet than white. Rain develops later tomorrow morning and continues into the afternoon, and then mixes with and changes to snow showers into tomorrow night. But it looks like it's going to move through pretty quickly, and I think that'll minimize our snow potential in most areas. Current temperatures 44 in Eau Claire, 47 in La Crosse, still those 51s in Boscobel and Prairie du Chien. So mostly cloudy tonight, mild, a little bit breezy with south winds 5 to 15 gusting to 25, but overnight lows only dropping to 41 here in La Crosse. I'll detail that next storm system heading our way with my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks very much, Bill.
Okay.
Back on the news side of things this evening, Wisconsin's Republican-controlled legislature is proposing several exceptions to the state's 1849 abortion ban. Now, the 1849 law currently makes almost all abortions a felony. This bill would allow for abortions for victims of rape and incest in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. It also clarifies necessary to save the mother's life, as when a pregnancy poses a, quote, serious risk of death of the pregnant woman or of substantial and irreversible physical impairment of a major bodily function of the woman. Now, Wisconsin Democrats have slammed the proposal. Governor Evers issuing a statement today saying, quote, I've been clear from the beginning, I won't sign a bill that leaves Wisconsin women with fewer rights and freedoms than they had before the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe. An overwhelming majority of Wisconsin supports restoring Roe and repealing our 1849-era criminal abortion ban, and I won't sign anything less. Now, meantime, Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu said the Senate would not take up the measure because of Evers' promise to veto it. And all of this, of course, comes as the state Supreme Court is eventually going to rule on a lawsuit that's seeking to make the 1849 ban unenforceable. Well, a federal judge could trigger a nationwide ban on sales of a common abortion pill, even in states where the drug is legal. The conservative judge in Texas is considering a case that could stop nationwide use of the abortion pill mifepristone. More than 20 years ago, the FDA gave the drug a green light, combined with a second pill as a safe method to have an abortion. An anti-abortion group sued the FDA last November, arguing the FDA was wrong to approve it nationwide. A Michigan law professor says the ruling would have a profound effect on abortion access.
Targeting medication abortion is a way of really cracking down and enforcing these draconian abortion restrictions that have popped up and are being enforced in so many states in the wake of the Supreme Court overruling Roe.
The lab making the drug is joining the FDA in arguing to keep the pill available. Justice Department attorneys would likely appeal any decision against mifepristone. Well, today is the last day you can register to vote through online registration. You'll need to enter your name, date of birth, address, and your Wisconsin ID or driver's license number at myvote.wi.gov. You can also check to see if you're already registered on the site. Now, it's not too late to register in person at your clerk's office. That deadline is March 31st. After that, you'll be able to register at your polling place on Election Day, April 4th. There's another informational session about the La Crosse School District's referendum on that April 4th ballot. The referendum is asking voters to increase and extend a previous operational referendum for 6 more years. District leaders will explain more at Emerson Elementary School tonight. That presentation starting at 6. You can check out more about the referendum ahead of time on the district's website. Tomah VA health officials are spreading the word about new benefits for veterans exposed to toxic chemicals. The VA Medical Center invited vets and their families to a PACT Act awareness event today. Health officials discussed how the new law has expanded health care and benefit eligibility to veterans exposed to toxic chemicals like burn pits and Agent Orange. Officials in Tomah want veterans to come in for a 10-minute toxic exposure screening, even if veterans don't have health concerns right now.
We've had about 40% of that 8,900 screen positive to having a possible exposure. Most of those don't have health concerns right now, which is good, but I don't know what the future is going to hold, and they don't.
And under the law, veterans don't have to prove toxic chemicals caused an illness, and even if they've never received VA care before, they still qualify for toxic exposure screening. So for more information on the PACT Act and the Tomah VA, we'll have links at news8000.com. An incident in the skies over the Black Sea is escalating already strained relations between the U.S. and Russia. Skylar Henry has more details from our nation's capital.
The U.S. says it will continue to fly missions near Ukraine, even after a Russian jet caused a U.S. drone to crash.
Make no mistake, the United States will continue to fly and to operate wherever international law allows.
The U.S. often flies drones over the Black Sea as it monitors the fighting in Ukraine. It's not uncommon for Russia to scramble jets to intercept them, but the Pentagon says things went too far this time, saying a Russian jet approached the drone from behind, dumping fuel. U.S. officials believe the pilot meant to come up in front of the drone so it would fly into the fuel cloud, but pulled up too soon and clipped the drone's propeller, which is located in the back.
This hazardous episode is a part of a pattern of aggressive and risky and unsafe actions by Russian pilots in international airspace.
Russia's ambassador was summoned to the State Department to answer for the actions. He says Russia did not cause the crash and said the drone was flying dangerously close to Russian-controlled territory. The Pentagon says it's working to declassify the video to show the world what happened. Meanwhile, some lawmakers are calling on the Biden administration to respond to the incident forcefully.
The bottom line was they attacked a United States aircraft, and they did it in international waters. This is not acceptable, and this is simply not going to go away. This one has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed with a very firm hand.
A U.S. official says the Russians have reached the area in the Black Sea where the drone crashed, but they say the depth of the Black Sea will make it hard to recover anything of value. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, says it's likely the drone broke apart on impact, meaning the Russians will likely only be able to recover chunks of debris, if anything. Well, the Biden administration is facing controversy after approving an oil drilling project in Alaska. The approval of the Willow project will allow a company called ConoPhillips to make 3 drill sites. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland opposed the project 2 years ago while she was a congresswoman in New Mexico. Haaland, in a White House social media video, announced the project and described it as a, quote, complex issue.
These are existing leases issued by previous administrations as far back as the 90s. As a result, we had limited decision space, but we focused on how to reduce the project's footprint and minimize its impacts to people and to wildlife.
Now, 2 groups are suing the federal agencies connected to the project. Representatives from both groups say the Biden administration needs to take into account the environmental impacts of Willow, as carbon emission from drilling could impact threatened species. These lawsuits could delay that project another year. Still ahead tonight, an increase in mail thefts. How to protect your packages from getting stolen right after this.
Where's the best place for local fresh quality meat? The Holman Locker and Meat Market, of course. Now's the time to order your whole or half double smoked ham, prime rib, or smoked salmon for Easter. Don't forget the wine and cheese. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Menards is here to help keep your home protected. For more than 150 years, Myers has been the brand to trust for water disposal pumps. This Myers half-horsepower sump pump is designed to prevent water damage, which can cost thousands of dollars in repairs. It pumps up to 4,500 gallons of water per hour. Pick it up for only $144.97 after rebate. Hurry into a store near you and get 11% off all Myers products now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Now's the time to make your dream home a reality with a home loan from Ultra. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we're here to help make it happen. With great rates and local servicing, a secure 24/7 online application, and an expert team. So take the next step and apply now. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. But don't just take our word for it. Here's what our members say. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Rise and shine. Today you start a new and exciting adventure. So step up and dream big. At the School District of La Crosse, let curiosity guide you, not fear of the unknown. Meet friends, learn and play. Embrace change. Discover hidden talents. And let loose your unbridled potential. Build a better future. Because here, anything is possible. The School District of La Crosse. Dream, believe, achieve.
Where's the best place for local fresh quality meat? The Holman Locker and Meat Market, of course. Now's the time to order your whole or half double smoked ham, prime rib, or smoked salmon for Easter. Don't forget the wine and cheese. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
It may seem like an odd crime in the digital age, but police say thieves are stealing people's mail. Wendy Gillette tells us why.
Very stressful.
Dottie and Charlie Layton recently wrote a $37 check to pay their power bill and dropped it in the same Boston area blue mailbox they've used for years. But days later, the bank called and said someone was trying to cash that same check, now with an amount of nearly $10,000.
They could empty a whole bank account out. We have quite a bit in the checking account.
The Laytons were caught in a wave of mail thefts, with thieves stealing checks from mailboxes outside of homes, apartment buildings, and those blue boxes.
Authorities say sometimes criminals have homemade devices to reach into the slot and fish mail out. In other cases, they use a stolen master key known as an arrow key to unlock it.
Last year, police near Chicago released video of a man opening a blue box and taking all of the mail.
Once they have the arrow keys, they have access to hundreds of mailboxes.
David Maimon is a professor of criminology at Georgia State University and has been tracking criminal groups that wade through stolen mail to find checks.
They look for IRS checks, they look for personal checks, they look for business checks.
Fraudsters can use chemicals to remove the original writing, then write in a new name and amount on the check. More sophisticated criminals go a step further.
Once you have the check, you essentially have the entire information you need in order to manufacture more and more checks.
Authorities in several parts of the country are asking people to drop mail inside the post office instead of in a blue box. The Layton's new strategy is to circumvent the mail.
We're going to pay as much as we can online.
The couple plans to stop using paper checks to avoid becoming victims again. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
Coming up, celebrating Irish history and culture. There's just 2 days before St. Paddy's Day, and a local organization is giving the community a reason to celebrate.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Plenty of winter weather alerts to our west, but when we come back from break, I'm going to focus on our neck of the woods for this upcoming storm system for tomorrow and Friday. All the details up next.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. Plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals. Get an extra 20% off right now at Slumberland Furniture.
Oh, that's full service. Pull in there, Michelle. Oh, yeah, okay.
Fill her up?
With the good stuff.
You got it.
Oh, and can you check the oil too, please?
Sure. That car has no oil.
At Sleepy Hollow, we are your full-service dealership.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Spring Early Bird event. Now through March 22nd, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Like $3 off assorted Taste of the Wild dog food. Rewards members save an extra $1. Blaine's full synthetic motor oil just $4.49 a quart. Rewards members pay $4.29. Plus, buy 3 Goodyear or Cooper tires, get one free with up to $100 in rebates. Rewards members save an extra $20.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasiewicz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one.
That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
Sleeping in pain or too hot? Come to Slumberland and get 20% off mattresses. Find your perfect mattress with our easy rating system and save big. Get a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Only at Slumberland.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, if you're not into drinking your socks off or making a corned beef and cabbage, there's a different way to celebrate St. Patty's Day this weekend. On Friday, the Pump House Regional Arts Center will have Celtic stories and songs performed by locals. The La Crosse Storytelling Festival group is teaming up with the Bluff Country Tailspinners to bring a bit of Ireland to La Crosse for the 3rd year. One of the event's coordinators says there's a variety of stories so people can get a taste of old Irish culture.
There'll be stories about two men in Ireland. There's one about a peddler in Ireland who has a dream and looks for a gift. There's another one that is sort of an Irish version of Beauty and the Beast, very, very ancient tale.
Tale as old as time, I hear. The night will also include music from Dublin's Daughters and Clog Jam. Tickets are $15. You can buy them ahead of time on the Pump House's website. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the storytelling starts at 7:30. All right, let's switch it up and talk some weather with Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl.
Kind of looks like Ireland outside through CityCam with that overcast sky.
Yeah.
Temperatures, though, not too bad. As we mentioned yesterday, yeah, we're going to have to deal with a cloud cover today like we did, but temperature-wise, we were above average by a few degrees. 47 was the high, average high is 45. 30 was the low after midnight. Earlier, we dropped to about 26 for an overnight low, which is right about average, as you can see there. 71, another record high set in 2012, 3 below the record low set in 1956. 47 degrees, mostly cloudy sky. Look at that, 49 downtown. Feels like 40 with gusty winds out of the south, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Eau Claire, you're at 44 degrees with a slight wind chill of 40. Your winds out of the south at about 8 to 10. But look at this little taste of spring from the Front Range of the Rockies through the Central Plains, 60s in Denver, Kearney, Nebraska, Dodge City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, probably even a few 70s where you see that orangish color. We're not that warm, but temperatures a lot warmer than they were yesterday, that's for sure. Most spots in the 40s still, even a couple of 51s down towards the Wisconsin River in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. So about 11 to 17 degrees warmer right now than 24 hours ago. Again, winds from the south, that's one thing that's helping bring that milder air into play. Out of the south at about 10 to 20, and of course that's making it feel a little bit cooler. So plenty of clouds. You can probably disregard these radar returns here. Maybe a few sprinkles at best, but the air is pretty dry at the surface, so most of that is evaporating before reaching the ground. The storm system is trying to organize out to the west, and a strong cold front as well. And as that gets closer, mainly rain develops for tomorrow and then changes over to snow showers before tapering later tomorrow night. And then behind this low, boy, those winds really ramp up with some colder air moving in behind that cold front for Friday. Now, for tonight, plenty of clouds, but mainly dry. And then as we head into tomorrow, notice how the rain develops later in the morning, and especially by lunchtime and into the afternoon, periods of rain, and then a brief change over to snow showers as we head into tomorrow evening. But notice how it clears the area pretty quickly. In fact, by midnight, most of it could be off to our east already, and that's why I think snow accumulations from this system will be pretty minimal for our area. And then Friday, maybe some flurries, but that's about it. The main story Friday, it's going to be windy and quite a bit colder. So the headlines generally to our north and west. These areas in purple and pink are the best chances, locations for accumulating snow with this system. You can see that's even to the north and west of Eau Claire, from Mankato up through the Twin Cities and Rice Lake. Maybe a trace to an inch of snow in most of our viewing area. A couple of inches for the Twin Cities, a little bit more to the north and west of there. And rain tracker showing the potential of maybe a quarter to a half an inch of liquid with this system. So the models have pulled back a little bit on the total precipitation, which is, to be honest, kind of good news because we've been plenty wet so far this year. We don't really need a lot more. 41 tonight, mostly cloudy and mild. 44 tomorrow with rain developing later in the morning. And then that mix to snow and windy conditions tomorrow night, and much colder on Friday. A few flurries on Friday and Saturday. Highs around 30 Friday, 26 on Saturday. Still a bit chilly Sunday, 37, and then back into the 40s as we head into next week. Monday and Tuesday looking dry. Maybe some later day showers on Wednesday and a chance of rain showers, maybe a mix in spots next Thursday.
All right. Thanks very much, Bill.
You bet.
Still ahead tonight at 5, a mini bike brigade. A new program at Coon Valley Elementary is getting these kindergartners off the training wheels.
Visit the Early Bird Home Show, going on now at the Ford Store Home Improvements. Lowest prices of the year on your 2023 project. Windows, bathrooms, and more.
Come into Comfort during the International Furniture Fjord Sales Event. Get $200 off all Fjord's chairs in stock and special orders. The Tri-State's largest Fjord showroom is at International Furniture, La Crosse.
Where there's a flooded basement, there's a solution. Where there are wet spots or musty smells, there's an answer. Where wood damage or dry rot is stealing home value, there's an expert. American Waterworks. For wet basements, wood damage, and effects of dry rot, American Waterworks professional crack repair, waterproofing, sump pumps, and vapor barriers provide long-lasting solutions to tough problems. Wherever moisture problems surface, there's an answer. American Waterworks. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
Two candidates for Supreme Court. Two very different beliefs. Judge Janet Protasewicz. She believes women should have the freedom to make their own decisions on abortion. Extremist Dan Kelly. He supports the 1849 law that takes away women's rights and criminalizes abortion, even in cases of rape, incest, and health of the mother. So who represents you? An extremist or a common sense judge? Vote by April 4th.
For 47 years, they've brought you the finest street machines, motorcycles, street rods, race cars, trucks, antiques, and classics in the Midwest. God's Country Racing Association's annual Custom Auto Show is coming to the main arena of the La Crosse Center March 17th through the 19th. Day passes and weekend passes are available at the door. God's Country Racing Association's 47th annual Custom Auto Show is sponsored in part by Curtis Printing Company, Premier Powder Coating, Auto Value, Big Boar Barbecue, and Holman Custom and Collision.
Comfort, style, and savings. Come in now for the FlexSteel Gallery custom order and floor sample sale. Get 50% off select floor models and 40% off all custom orders. International Furniture, La Crosse.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, no more training wheels. Kids at Coon Valley Elementary are learning to ride bikes thanks to a special program. They have everything they need to learn how to ride without training wheels, a fleet of 24 bikes, helmets, and a teacher instruction bike. Now, the program officially kicked off this morning, and the student's PE teacher says today has been on their minds for a while.
We had a countdown going, so the kids have really been looking forward to this day for a long time. They've heard about the bikes coming, they've seen the boxes of the bikes come in, and they're super excited for today.
Kids will attend bike lessons for the next 2 weeks. SNS Cycle helped fund most of this program. Pretty cool. We'll have a look at what's coming up at 6, and Bill will be back in for another Check Your Forecast right after this.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Start your children's Christ-centered education with the La Crosse Area Lutheran Schools. From preschool to high school, our educational programs encourage students to use their God-given abilities to their fullest potential. Your child will experience a safe and caring environment to learn, work, and play, all while helping them to achieve and maintain academic excellence. La Crosse Area Lutheran Schools, for faith, values, and learning. For more information, go to lutherhigh.org.
Sexual assault of an 11-year-old. No prison time. He raped a military veteran, left her for dead. Just 2.5 years. Raped a mentally disabled 14-year-old. Probation. How the heck did this happen? Janet Protasewicz.
If you could go back in time, would you have ruled any differently?
I would say no. Really? No time in prison? I would say no. Protasewicz set violent criminals free. Again and again. Tell Judge Protasewicz, stop protecting criminals.
Searching for gold at the end of the rainbow? Well, you can find it here at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale, where now through Sunday, you're gonna save some green. Get Shamrock with savings up to 60% off, plus 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. It's all here and it's all in stock and ready to be delivered. Let the shenanigans begin at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale. Don't miss it.
Nicolay, baby. I'll testify my commitment to the truth. Companies tremble while I'm spitting in the booth. I'm a lawyer rapper, peep the fit. Reppin' Nicolay law, cause we're the...
Daddy, what are you doing?
I'm making a rap video.
Good job. All right.
Boom!
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The race to rescue the wreckage from a U.S. Reaper drone after a Russian fighter jet forces it down in the Black Sea. The new warning tonight from the Pentagon. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up on News 8 Now at 6, the Aaron Rodgers era almost at an end for the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers today joining the Pat McAfee Show saying his intention is to play for another NFL team this season. Our sports team will break down how the announcement could accelerate or impact some trade talks tonight at 6.
And if you're going to be out and about this evening, temperatures are milder. Most spots in the 40s, even some low 50s in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. In fact, fairly mild overnight. Lows only dipped to 41, a little bit on the breezy side. Rain develops later tomorrow morning, periods of rain in the afternoon, and some snow showers at times tomorrow night. But I think accumulations will be minimal with the better chances for several inches of snow well to our north and west.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bill, and thank you for joining us tonight at 5. We'll see you at 6.